Hey, hey. Good morning, TikTokers, rockers and TikTokers. Look at me. I got my FM radio voice going on, huh? Hey, I promised I would be here and check it out. This is silly because I like to be silly because that's also how you get awesome stuff done. And during this TikTok live for the next hour or so, if you notice me being a little bit more bouncy, it's because I bought one of those like balance balls. And actually, we have two. One's for my husband and one's for me. And they've been kind of rolling around the house. Sometimes I put them in the basement, then we don't use them. So I'm going to try out and see what it's like to be on a balance ball. German Maid, nice to see you. Amy, nice to see you. Roland David Hutch, nice to see you. Molly Jones, ho, 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 ho. You know what I'm talking about. I'm sure you've heard that quite often. But thank you for sharing the live. So for those of you who just happen to be passing by, hey, hello. My name is Beth. That's secondary. The first thing is Destination Decluttered, okay? So what does that even mean? I'm here for the next hour or so. Look at these flowers. Can I just share? I will just share. Of course I can. Hello. I see nothing. No, that was actually, hold on. Oh, well, I was thinking I was being Artie Feldman. No, you know what? I'll do a whole TikTok on it. Anyhow, I just bought these flowers at my local farmer's market. I got to share with you. I have already had, it's 11 a.m. on a Saturday. The evening crowd rustles in. I've already had an awesome day, and it's not even freaking noontime. So that's why I figured between now and noon, I would show up for you so you can have a freaking awesome day too. Okay? I love it. Molly Jones is saying, getting about 6 photo boxes in order this week. You inspire me to do better on the declutter. Thank you. You know what? I appreciate you letting me know that because you've inspired me to continue to show up to do TikTok lives, one-on-one coaching, all the mailing list stuff. And Betsy and Molly and everybody who's joining in, how about this? Let's make today's TikTok live a working, and I mean this in a good way, a working session. So what do I mean by that? Now, I am at Destination Declutter, and it's really weird. As soon as I said that, I got this weird sense of deja vu. Who knows why, but I will say this. That means to me I'm on the right path, okay? What I would love for you to do is, while I'm doing this TikTok live, now you see me, I wear a black t-shirt all the time. Occasionally my background changes. I'm in my living room now because it's just so nice out and I just freaking love, I'm like a plant that way. Are you like a plant? Do you like to just turn towards the sun and absorb all the goodness? Yeah, it's because we're natural creatures. We are not robots. I am not a robot. And I don't want you to be a robot too. What I want you to be is a human being on this planet, living your life and loving your life. And if one of the obstacles, if one of the roadblocks, as we like to say, to you living a life you love is your clutter, let's do it. Let's do it. So let's do this. If we were coaching, what I would offer is, and say to you is, grab your workbook. I call it a workbook because it works when you use it. I've been thinking about this a lot lately because I share the same things over and over again. Now, I'm happy to do it because I know repetition is a good thing. I also know that not everybody here has seen me before. So to you, it may be repetition. To me, it may be repetition. But to somebody, it may be the very first time that they've heard this. And what I want to suggest to all of you, and to me too, is we have so many tools available to us that would work if we just used them. It's true. Myself, I've got tons of, notes and courses and things like that I went through. But if I went back again and I'm doing it, there's so much in there that you don't need as much quantity of stuff. You need a few little ideas that make you go, yeah, hell yeah. And you need to practice incorporating them into your life every day. And that's how you change things. Okay? So Andrea and Molly are talking about 6 boxes of all the family photos, not all organized. So I will help with this. Now, I am pretty much, because my husband and I don't have kids, happy to have the opportunity not to have children. But I have taken it upon myself to be the family archivist. I love history. I like to organize. I love old stuff. So it plays to a lot of my strengths. And what I will offer to you is family photos are probably one of the many things in what I call the third level of clutter, kind of in the what do I want to call, like the concentric circles, the levels of clutter, the ones that gets deepest to what matters, which is in here. So family photos, to me, the way I coach about decluttering, falls under the third level of clutter. You start with surface clutter. Surface clutter is just all the dribs and drabs that, collect up. Then you may have that in order, but then there's stored clutter. Stored clutter, think about the rhyme here. Stored clutter begins with S, surface, stored, sentimental. That's an easy way to help you remember it. Also, stored has got a rhyme in there because stored clutter is behind doors and drawers. Hey, Christina G, I see you. Thank you for the gifts. Awesome. So Christina and everybody, I'm here to motivate you in a really good way. Not to be like, chop, chop, let's go, though if you do need that, as my family and my friends and my husband and some of my clients will attest, I can chop you like nobody's business. But I like to start out easy because, as my mother often says, she's full. This is where I get a lot of these like wacky sayings that I have. Why use gunpowder when flea powder will do? So I like to start easy and kind of ramp it up if needed. I like to think of this too. I was talking with a client the other day. She's like, no, coach me hard. Like, call me on my shit. And I was like, okay, with your permission, I will totally do that. And it reminds me of when you go to get a massage. If they're going too gentle and you're like, nope, that's not doing it for me, you need to give them permission to push harder. But until then, I want to start simple because sometimes that's all you need. If not, hell yeah, I can dig in. What I want to offer as far as family photos and photos in general, those are sentimental. The photos themselves are literally just plastic or paper with ink on them. But the way the ink is assembled, it forms faces, and those faces and the context provide memories. Memories that start up here, they kind of live here, but then your brain fills in the words to describe the feeling. Think about this when you are trying to sort out your family photos. Think about somebody 100 years from today, in the future, looking at these photos. God knows, I probably took more photos this morning between my walk from home to the farmer's market, to getting my cup of tea, to walking home and being around. I probably took more photos today than some families had 100 years ago in their entire lives. So we have a quantity of photos often that we can easily get overwhelmed by. And think about this. Just think about it a different way, from a different perspective. Think about 100 years from today. What are the what's 10 photos? What are 10 photos that you would love to save to tell the story of your life, of your family, that 100 years from now, somebody 100 years from today could seek a connection? Think about it right now. If you could go back 100 years, when would that be? 1923. If you went back 100 years, what are the photos you would have loved to see right now from your family? I would love to see more photos of my grandmothers and aunts and uncles and grandfathers as people of my age. Not just the formal, look at us, we're at a wedding, but hanging around being people. I got to share this with you. I love seeing old family photos when I can see my face in those photos. My nose. I am totally starting to look more like my grandmother, and that's okay. I'm going to get caught. It's funny how these things come up immediately, and it's like feelings, but I'm going to talk through it because it's okay. Ooh, this is live, so I'm going to go through it. I saw my nephew last week live. He was doing this marching band thing. So proud of him. I love my nieces and nephew. And in his face, I saw shadows of my dad. My dad, who is not here anymore. I didn't know my dad as a kid. I see photos of him when he was little, and holy frickamole, do I see glimpses of my dad in my nephew. As you can tell, that touches me. So to me, those are the photos that I'm so glad that I have to look at. And notice the photos that touch your heart. Oh, Notice the photos that bring you that feeling. They may bring that feeling to somebody else in the future. Those are the good ones. Notice the stuff you have in your life that brings you a feeling, and hopefully it's a good feeling. If it's a not good feeling, get the heck rid of it. Life is too short. Okay? So notice that. And here's another thing I want to notice. Thank you so much, Molly, and thank you, because here's something that we are often afraid of as human beings. And decluttering, we are afraid of feeling the feelings that the clutter may bring up. We are afraid of being human as opposed to robots. Now, here's something that's really cool, and you saw it play out in real time. I gave myself permission to feel the feels. It came up out of nowhere. Boom, I'm talking 1 minute, the next minute, whoa, I hit a nerve. It's okay. Thank you, Gigi. And I love this because it happened in real time to me. I deal with clutter all the time, but I am a human being. And notice what happened. I didn't expect it to come on. It was like an unexpected shower of rain. But I know, and I, in my nervous system know, that I will survive that shower. And I know that shower doesn't last for long. I can get through, I can breathe, and I can walk through those tears and that rain and come out the other side and feel good and feel okay. So notice this. Yeah, user 4465 is saying, that's so true. I cried a lot yesterday. I am hoping that you feel better after that crying. I feel better. I feel okay. Even not better. I wasn't feeling worse beforehand, and I don't feel necessarily better after. But you know what that was right there? That was a reminder to me, up here, but me here, my nervous system, that when the emotions come up, that I can survive it, and it's okay on the other side, that I will get through the other side. I know that there are studies out there that say that your emotions don't even last. I keep on thinking, like, try this, 1 minute and 46 seconds. Allow yourself to say, this is just a temporary shower. I'm driving through the desert. I'm driving on my road trip. Out of nowhere comes these clouds. I drive through it. I get to the other side. It's the only way you get there. Okay? Oh, I love it. Christina is also saying, and Grace, see, you know what? Notice where we're connecting people. This is how I coach. I don't coach like a robot. I don't coach like a knock them down, come on, you just got to get over it and whatever. When you integrate your heart and your nervous system into the whole process, it changes your life. Yeah, Grace is saying, I understand how you feel. I kept my dad's wallet and I'm okay with that. Yeah, I have a few things that remind me of my dad around my house. I'll be honest, not a lot, because he and I had different tastes, different interests. But man, oh Manischewitz, does he live on in my heart. Christina, thank you for genuinely you reminding us to be that as well. Yeah, here's an interesting thing. The more things are automated in our world, the more that AI comes in, and AI tries to convince you that it's a human behind it. I don't know about you, but I can smell that from a distance, and I know when a machine has done something and it's insincere, and I don't vibe with that. The more that things become automated, the more I crave authenticity and real people to connect with. And that's why I show up as myself, with my wrinkles and my weight gain and my me being me and my crying unexpectedly. This is who I am as a human, and you are a human too. Okay? So kind of getting back on the track, because I got a little sidetracked there. Think about the things that you own, the family photos, but just the stuff that brings you a good feeling. That is what you want to keep in your house. The other stuff that's just kind of meh, you could probably get rid of that a lot and be okay with it. Think about the quality of the items you have, producing a good vibe. So when you walk around your house, you feel good every corner you look at. And also notice the stuff that you're okay with letting go. Okay? Hey, Carrie Gann, you woke up 3 hours ago, still in bed, dreading my decluttering day. I love that you're still in bed. I love, after decades of getting up wicked early to go to work and miserable and being on a commute, every morning when I get up and I realize I don't have to get up unless I want to, feels good. So embrace that, but notice why you're decluttering it. I think of decluttering, honestly, as like a treasure hunt. What are you going to find that is hidden away? People I know people I've coached have found money. They found memories. They found stories they want to share. All sorts of good stuff. Aw, Just Ducky, thank you for me being you. Thank you for being you too, okay? I am a decluttering life coach. I coach people one-on-one. This is how I coach, like a human, to you. Quick kind of commercial break if you're interested in coaching with me. destinationdecluttered.com/join. Get on my mailing list. Actually, now there are consultation slots available on my what do you call it? My email, my website. So you can sign up for a consultation. That's always the entryway to coaching. I just want to mention that. But I am a human and I coach other humans. It's always fun, honestly, is when people sign up for my mailing list. You literally have to do a little checkbox that says, I am not a robot. You're not a robot. I don't coach robots. Robots don't need coaching. People, we're on a journey. Okay? Yeah, think about a treasure hunt. Carrie, tomorrow I'm going to do another pop-up TikTok live. It's not posted on my on the Destination Decluttered TikTok page. If you haven't noticed my page yet, if you could follow it, that would be really cool. You will notice that just this morning I said, "Hey, I'm going to do a pop-up. I may not do one of those tomorrow, but because you're one of the cool folks that are in here, what I want to say is tomorrow I'm going to do one too. I also have the ones that are scheduled. The scheduled ones are there, so you can see I show up a lot. I like doing this. It's fun to connect with people, especially in this automated world. And here's a fun thing, Carrie. How about this? Think about the future and say, how about tomorrow? If you're able, if your schedule is available, sign on to my TikTok live. I haven't decided. Notice how this is a human brain works. I don't know when I'm going to do it tomorrow. Let me check my schedule. I'm pretty open because, boy, did my plans change this week. That's okay. I will do it this same time. Notice how I just made a decision. 11 a.m. Eastern. Everybody write it down. 11 a.m. Eastern. If you know, you know. Tomorrow I'm going to show up doing a TikTok live tomorrow. The weather's going to be different. Everything's going to be different. But Carrie, if you sign on tomorrow, I'd love to hear what you discovered. And maybe it isn't even a thing, but maybe it's something about yourself. Maybe you discovered the treasure of saying, I don't need to dread decluttering. I can look forward to it because when I'm done with even a little bit of decluttering, my home looks and feels and functions more like I want it to. Okay. Julie is asking what are my fees. I don't get into that right now. I do charge money, and I will tell you this. I only work. I keep it clean and simple. Decluttering it. 10-week program or 10-session program because it ideally is 10 sessions in a week. But again, I'm a human. I'm flexible. And so if we need to skip a week, we skip a week. I know like Thanksgiving's coming up. I'm not going to coach during Thanksgiving because I'm going to be working, going with family. Another couple of weeks, I've got some holiday, stuff comes up and things like that. What I want to offer is, instead of letting the thought of the money get in the way of you making a decision saying, oh, I can't afford that. Backseat driver, total. Just say to yourself, what is it worth to me to finally, once and for all, for now and for the rest of my freaking life, get my poop in a scoop, get my life organized so I can, even outside of this, I learn something for a finite amount of time and I practice it and I practice it and I practice it so that when I'm out of my coaching, from now until my deathbed, I can think better, I can do better, so my life looks and feels and functions better. Okay? Notice that. All right, I'm going to back up right now. And see, yeah, I unpacked Dad's glasses in a fabric case that smelled like his hair, and I cried remembering. Yeah, notice how, as humans, our senses will remind you of things. The smell, the sight, the feel of something, even just a memory. We all have all this nervous system in us. We are a bundle of wonderful little nerves and nerve endings and things like that. When you learn how to play with them and dance with them and work with them and line dance with them and have fun with all of your pieces, that is when everything feels aligned and right and awesome. And I love helping people do that because I did it myself. I am continuing to do it because I'm a human. And I love to share what I've learned because it feels so much better than my life has ever had before. Okay? Okay. Beachy is saying, I'll get back to you. Enough about me yakking along here. I get overwhelmed with toy clutter. I'm assuming you have kiddos or maybe they're your own toys. I don't judge. I get overwhelmed with toy clutter, so I'm scooping it all up and putting it in a bin because I find myself angry. Okay, here's another one, hot off the presses from the Destination Decluttered coaching school. I don't even want to have a school. This is how I coach. Think about this. You have a thought in your head that makes you feel a feeling in your heart. And when you have a thought, when your head and your heart do something, you do something with your hands. This is, notice how I'm doing it on this one side, because to me, when I coach, this is my unhelpful thought, makes you feel a crappy way, and then you do something. On the other side, though, sneak peek. I love playing with opposites. I feel like I should be on the Electric Company or Zoom or, Sesame Street. What's the opposite? You can have a better thought that makes you feel better, and when you do better. So just notice, even just for beginning practices, you finding yourself angry, let's get curious like Nancy Drew. I will say this, I am Gen X, so I use a lot of pop culture references because this is how my brain works, and maybe yours does too. Go back to the scene of the crime. There's a thought in your head. There are some words in your head that are probably making you feel angry. And notice when you are thinking angry and feeling angry, then you're putting it in, scooping it all up and putting it in a bin. What is that thought? Nobody else cleans up here. God, these kids. I don't know what it is. But when you notice that, you can put up your little traffic cop hand. Say, wait a minute. Do I want to feel angry? No, F that. I don't want to feel angry. So what can I do about that? I can do something about that. That's the wonderful thing about coaching. Is empowering you, is giving you the power to say, if what you don't like, you can change it. If I got a problem, I'll solve it. I always forget this part. Somebody said something about the groove. The DJ revolves it. Ice Ice Baby. I wish there was a cooler thing I could be quoting right there, but it's what comes to my brain. Okay? Everybody. Notice how I said surface, stored, and sentimental. I love alliterations. This is how it makes it easy for me. And notice how I went from the top to the deeper here. Starting at the top, your head, your heart, and your hands. H, H, H. And then what you do with your head and your heart and your hands creates the results you have. You have a thought in your head, it makes you feel a certain way in your heart, and then you do something with your hands. You either hang on to stuff, or you pitch it away, or you don't do anything. On the other side, on the opposite side, when you think better, you'll feel better. When you feel better, you will do better. And doing better means not being angry when you're cleaning up. It means not investing any emotional energy into stuff you got to do every day so you conserve your energy for doing stuff that's important to you. Okay, there we go. Yeah, Beachy even says, and I know I'm catching up with some stuff here, is saying, where to go? I'm yelling at the kids to pick up there constantly, but they can't be they're overwhelmed with clutter. Yes, so notice how overwhelming with clutter isn't just you, but it's your whole family. Everybody in your family will benefit from learning how to declutter. Notice how I don't say everybody in your family will benefit from you decluttering. No. I coach like this. Decluttering is a life skill. No matter how old you are, you can benefit from learning how to declutter, how to say yes to the things you want and no to the things you don't. Talk about how freaking powerful that is. Not just with the stuff in your home, but your life. The opportunities, the people, the food, the trips, the whatevers. To allow your kids to be like, no, that's okay, I don't want that, and not be judgy. And yes, I would like more of that, please. Okay, notice that. Ivy K, thank you for the follow. If anybody hasn't followed me yet, hey, I don't know, commercial break now. I used to do college radio, so sometimes it comes up, well, I might fall off. I also said I was on one of these little bouncy balls here, and I don't want to fall off of it. Wouldn't that be funny? Somebody's asking, what's the color of my I don't even know. Actually, here's the funny thing. I know I have the paint swatches here, but what I will say to you from a decorating point of view, and I used to be a visual merchandiser and an art history major, what I will say to you is it's going to look different. Whatever the color is looks so different in your own home. So go into the houses, if you're looking for a color, go in and get a bunch of swatches and notice the ones that you like when they look good, but then get them into the room and see what they are and hang them up on the wall and then see what they look like at different times of the day. I picked this color we picked this color, because my husband and I live here, because it looked cheery and bright even when it was dark out. Some things looked good in the sunshine, and when the light went dim, it kind of turned all dusty and dark and dank, and I didn't like that. So notice what feels right to you, and then every day when you walk in a room, you're going to be like, I love this. All right, I got to watch it because I'm trying to cross my legs here. I'm going to knock over my paperwork. Okay, here we go. Back to the questions here. And just so you know, too, if you're just flipping around on TikTok and I showed up on your FYP. Hey, my name is Beth, Destination Decluttered, Decluttering Life Coach. Sign up for my mailing list, destinationdecluttered.com, if you want to do one-on-one coaching, or you just want to be invited to the monthly Zoom that I do. Those of you who are already on the list know when it's happening in November. I've already scheduled that, so you're in the know. You also get like the first dibs on all the good stuff, I just say, because that to me means you're serious. You're one step closer to saying, yeah, I really want to do something about my clutter. So when you do that, I match you there and I say, okay, you're here, let's help you. Okay. The other thing I want to mention is the reason I tend to read the comments and recite them back to you, or is, even though you see them or you may not see them, is I download these TikTok lives from my phone and then I upload them to Destination Decluttered on YouTube. I say that in case you're like, oh man, I would love to watch this, but I'm out, I got to do some stuff. No worries, I got you. I'm here for you. So I put them on YouTube because somebody mentioned it here and said it would help them. So I'm here to help you. So they're up there in case you want to watch them at your leisure. Some people have asked if I have a podcast. I may play with that, but I would say for the time being, just listen to the recordings of the TikTok lives, and don't look at the screen. The screen rarely changes. Usually, I'm just pointing, especially when I'm in my office. I will point to a little map on the back road, the back wall, road trips, because I'm all about road trips. But you can get all you need from this podcast. If you just listen to it when you're driving around, when you're puttering around your house, when you're decluttering, you don't need to look at the screen to get the same effect. So as I like to say, boom, instant podcast. Look, I was efficient. All right, there we go. Okay, Molly Jones is saying, my daughter-in-law recruits her kids to donate toys and repurpose to others. Love it. You're never too young or old to learn how to declutter. Yes, treasure hunt, people. How about this? Everybody. How about myself? How about I will do this myself? I'm going to put a note to self. Tomorrow with the TikTok Live, I'm going to say treasure hunt. What treasure can I find today if I declutter even just for a little bit? Okay? And I love it. Bonnie Ackerman app says, wow, the treasure hunt was a big aha for my neurodivergent brain. My brain is probably neurodivergent too, but I don't label it because I love it. I have learned to love all the parts of me. My brain, my thighs, my cellulite, my teeth, I don't know, my lips, all of it. And what I say is, I love that because I can speak many languages because I have ADHD in my family. I am of a certain age. All of the things that I know and I've been trained to do as a certified life coach helps me connect with you. And so if that helps, yeah, look at it as a dopamine hit. Be like, ooh, what can I find? What can I find? And also notice what I did. Right then, I was very subtle because this is how it works. I also gave you kind of an external deadline and a reason to, you know what would be really fun? Literally, that's what I say all the time when I know I'm going to do something that I want to do. You know what'd be fun? I'm going to do a pop-up TikTok Live. You know what'd be fun? How about, I'm going to write it down, that I will do some decluttering today myself. Maybe tomorrow morning because the weather's nice today. I want to go out and live. Tomorrow's supposed to be possibly rainy. I am going to declutter because I have a little table in the basement, and I'm going to see what treasures I find, and I will share with you a treasure that I have found from my own decluttering. How about tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern, when I'm doing a TikTok Live, you show up and you share yours. Maybe that will be the fun motivation for you to go digging into your stuff and realize your stuff is nothing to be afraid of. It's just stuff that is literally, metaphorically piled up in front of your car so you're not driving towards your destination. Okay? Here we go. Woo! Okay. Okay, actually, Chris was just saying which podcast. I don't know if I'm going to back up a little bit here. I don't do a podcast yet, but you can just listen to my recorded TikTok lives on Destination Decluttered on YouTube and pretend they're a podcast. Okay? I like to be very DIY, very punk rock, very crafty about these things. All right. How do you choose your wardrobe when you're not sure what you want to look like? Amanda, what a great week to figure this out or to start figuring it out. It's Halloween. How about you don't have to look any one way. Put on some clothes. How do you feel in them? Are they comfortable from the inside out? Do they rub against you? Are they too tight, too loose, just right? Do a little Goldilocksing. But then how do you look? Do you like how you look in them? If you think you look good and they fit, wear those ones. The ones that tell you a bad story. The ones that are like, oh, that makes my ass look big. Or, oh, these are too tight, or I just look like, if anything, I look bigger than I need to. Any of these things. Notice the conversation that's going on inside you and emphasize the stuff that makes you feel good and quiet down the stuff that just isn't helping you feel good. Okay? Marta is saying, I'm so cluttered and I'm trying. Good. Marta, keep on going. Keep on going. How about this for everybody? I am on doing this TikTok live for another half an hour. This is another sneaky tool that I use when I am in my coaching. I say sneaky because it came up organically for me, but this is how I just speak. This is how I live. But what it is really one of the other tools that you have in your toolkit right now. You have a phone that has a timer. I bet everybody, if you set your timer for a half an hour right now, and then just listened to me doing this TikTok live while you walked around the house, that in just a half an hour, your home would look and feel and function better than it did even a half an hour ago. The power of a little bit, every little bit helps. Using a timer to say I'm going to start now and then I'm going to stop, so I don't say, oh, I have to do the whole day and it's a beautiful day, but I can't because I got to stick in the basement. No, I'm a life coach. I'm not a robot. Today, I had some plans. I was going to go down my basement and declutter, but it is freaking gorgeous out. Can I show you? Whoa. I can't even, here, let me see if I can. Oh, there we go. Like there's just sunshine, boogie, you know. I want to go out and do some stuff outside because I know, here's the deal, people. Everything is impermanent. This weather will not be like it tomorrow. Tomorrow may be rainy, so I'm going to go carpe the frickin' diem, as my friends always hear me say. Carpe diem. I'm not saying postpone it and deny and deny and deny and go run away from it, but go out with intention. Say, I will declutter tomorrow and do it. But today I'm going to quiet down that brain and go outside and do something wonderful for myself, because life is a road trip. It is not a commute. Okay. What else do we have? Oh yeah, there we go. Molly Jones is saying important to take before and after photos to feel accomplished. Hell yeah. Hell to the yeah. That's another tool in your toolkit. When I coach people, and even right now, I am always pulling tools out of the Destination Decluttered Toolkit. Notice my hand even goes pretending like I'm taking them from the trunk of my car to the front and be like, here, you can use this to help you get going. It's like a jump start. It's like jumper cables or gas in your tank or all of those things. I use the driving metaphor all the time. Okay? Notice this. Okay? I love it. Mama Kimbo is saying, since I found you on TikTok, I've gotten through my whole main level. Rock on, person. Donated to so many till Epilepsy Foundation. Oh, I love it. Christina just said, Christina is one of my clients, and I know she doesn't mind saying that. The absolute decision and investment I have made in me and my life, ... My accountant husband is elated. So just think about that. Some guy whose life it is to work with numbers and say, is that a good investment or not? Is that money well spent or not? Is freaking elated when somebody is paying for decluttering coaching. Because notice, reverse, exactly, Christina. I know I'm catching up on these things, but just notice, when you invest in yourself, it has a positive ripple effect on everybody else. It is not greedy. It is not selfish. Well, I guess it's selfish, but not in like a judgy way. Yes, I'm going to take care of myself, because when I take care of myself, I am so much more able to take care of others. If I didn't take care of myself, if I did not start on this road trip and end up being a coach, I would not be helping you. Christina, all of my clients, none of them would be where they are now. And I'm not saying it like none of them would be where they are without me, but if I didn't work on myself, I would be still, kind of avoiding things and annoying and running away and saying mañana, all that. No, I decided to turn around and take a peek, take a kind of look at what I was scared about. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. That's just little kids in the back seat with their big, their big shadows. It's just scared little kids in the back seat. And I love those little kids in the back seat. I think of my nieces and nephew. I think of myself. It's like, you don't have anything to be afraid of. There are certain things in the world, yeah, you could be afraid of, but decluttering ain't one of them. The only thing you're afraid of when you don't want to declutter is about feeling feelings and making decisions. And feeling feelings and making decisions is what differentiates you from being a freaking robot. So stop being a robot and start embracing your humanity. And let's be awesome humans on this planet so that the robot overlords do not take over. Okay? Oh, there we go. I procrastinated to start to decluttering because I didn't want to deal with my feelings, says Grace. And you know what? Everybody, when you say I procrastinate, I'm a procrastinator, you can change that in a hot minute. You can just start doing something without even explaining it to everybody. I like to start like sneaky. You know what? No big deal. Keeping the pressure low, kind of not activating my nervous system. I'm just going to see what it's like. I'm going to see what it's like to turn on TikTok and do a live. I bet if you go back, I don't know, they don't stay here on TikTok, but I bet if you go back on my Destination Decluttered YouTube channel, you'll probably find some of the first ones that I did. Oh, I was less comfortable where I am, but the more you do something, cognitive behavior therapy, totally. I mean, it's got an official term, but I like to say the more you do something, the more you are reassuring that you're at very low levels, that your nervous system is safe, that you feel okay. And I've been through this so many times with clients that I will lead you through this. I am with you when it gets scary. I would say I'm holding your hand, but then you have one less hand to declutter with. But I am there, kind of like that the video that I posted earlier when I was walking down, and I see these people running this road race. I can't run it, but hell to the yeah, can I coach you on how to get ready for it? And can I just cheer you on every step of the way and celebrate when you get there and say, what do you want to do next? I'm like your adorable, lovable, wacky co-pilot sidekick on the road trip called your life to get you through this part of the journey, teach you some skills, and then when you're like, this is so cool, I got this, I'm doing it myself, it's like learning how to drive your life. Oh my God, see what I just did there? I made this mug for myself, just drive your life. So there's that. Okay, oh, I love this, Laura Lynn Marsh, and I see more messages, but I'm trying to get to everybody because I really care about, helping everybody. People who want to be helped and who are brave enough to mention a, thing they're bugging them. I'm the most productive when I rage clean. Notice that's just a thought. What if that's just a sentence in your head? How do I get that productivity without being mad? Now that is curiosity. People, curiosity is your BFF. I am your curiosity BFF like nobody's business. If you've coached with me, I'm like, I'm just curious. You know what? I don't know. How about this? Let's think. How can I get that productivity without being mad? How about rearranging the sentence in your head that says, I only get it done when I'm ragey, to say, I'm going to practice. I'm going to set my timer and I'm going to clean, but I'm not going to rage clean. I'm going to love clean. Opposite of rage, love. I'm always about the opposites. Again, there's got to be like a Sesame Street about this. What's the opposite of rage? To me, it's love. Love and curiosity and me, we're all BFS. We are here cheering you on the sidelines. So how could you love clean as opposed to rage clean? Could you walk around and take care of the stuff you love? Could you love yourself enough to not even want to feel? It's funny, when I am so attuned to this stuff, even when I say rage, my nervous system goes tingly tings and is like, wait, are we raging here? I just want to make sure we're not the James gang raging. It's like, no, we're not in rage, but we're going to tingle another way. We're going to declutter with love. Love for ourselves, first off. That's all. Actually, that's the only one, because if you don't need to love your stuff, you can have good feelings, but love for yourself first. How can I go through this next just practice going through 15 minutes of decluttering without rage, stopping the rage. Notice I said when you notice something, you can stop it and you can redirect to get to a different destination. Stopping the rage, starting the love. How would that feel? Even just right now, everybody, think about decluttering with love in your heart. Love for yourself. Saying, I want to live in a home that looks like I want it to. I want to live in a home that when I walk into it or I look at it from the outside, love springs in my heart. I want it to feel so easy when I live here, because I can find everything. I know where things are. I can find them. I can put them away. I have the right amount of stuff so things aren't too crammed. Think about all that love and try that on for size. Okay? Notice that. All right. Okay, Miss Nina, I need to do some deep cleaning before my mother-in-law comes next month. It's making me nervous. Notice that it's making me nervous. I got to get this done before mother-in-law comes. I feel nervous. Nervous. That is your nervous system activated. How about, instead of thinking nervous and fearful, what would love look like? How about love for yourself? Like, I am going to make this place the way I want it to and love this place so much that when she comes in, regardless of if she's judgy or not, regardless of if I'm thinking she's going to be judgy or I'm going to judge myself when she comes, that I love what I have done and I am confident with it. Does that make you want to start it now, sooner? It's just the opposite. And you can do this. It is a skill. It is practice, but the more you practice it, the easier you get. Okay? There we go. Okay? So notice that. I love it. German Maid said, like, I haven't even started. I've been on for like 40 minutes. German to say, I just emptied a doom box in my office. Okay, so those of you who don't know, if you're not in the biz and you don't have ADHD, doom box, it's an acronym. Didn't organize, only moved. So dumping out the stored clutter, it's in a box, it's stored. You got to dump it out, you got to sort it before you store it. And then when you sort it out, you categorize it and you decide what you want and where does it go and what you don't want and how's the easy way you can release it. Saturdays are usually a good day to go donate stuff because thrift stores are open. People are also driving around. If you want to put some stuff on your lawn and put a free sign out there, we do that all the time. And easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay, notice that. Katie is saying, getting ready for Halloween party, forced to do things I've put off doing. Notice that word. I freaking love noticing the words. This is what I do. I listen so hard to you. Maybe nobody else in your life listens to you. I listen to you like a freaking surgeon, like Nancy Drew looking for clues. Notice when you say I'm forcing myself to do something, there's force there. How about this? I get to. This party is a reason to do the things I previously just didn't get to. How fun is this going to be for me to start with this? Okay? Notice this. And notice how just by replacing the unhelpful thought with a helpful thought makes you feel better. When you feel better, you're going to do better. And even if you are starting, you're going to start to declutter with a better feeling in you. And when you do that, you say, when I'm done, the next time I go to declutter, you will remember the good feeling, not the bad feeling. Okay? There we go. All right? There we go. Annalisa Pixel Pitbull, nice to see you. Just did a quick pickup and sat down to rest, and here you are. Boom. I'm like your fairy godmother. Here I am helping you. So love it. Enjoy your rest. There we go. Okay. Angels in No Man's Land is saying, please repeat where we can find you on YouTube. I need you in my life. You have no idea. Cool. Here I am for you. Destination Decluttered. Destination Decluttered. Destination Decluttered. That's all you need to know. It's the website. It's the TikTok. It's the YouTube. It's the Instagram. It's the Facebook. My name is Beth. That's just secondary. I am here as a decluttering life coach for you. I show up all the freaking time when I can because I also travel and I like to be off the grid because I have designed a life that I love, that works for me. But I also want to be here for you. So DestinationDecluttered.com is also where you want to get on my mailing list. If you think you want me in your life, the next easy peasy, low pressure step to take that will be okay with your nervous system is just get on my mailing list. I don't sell. I don't do any of that bullshit. I have a product, yes. My product is my one-on-one paid coaching. But I freaking love it, and I don't sell it to you. What I do is I offer it to you, and you say, yes, I want you in my life, one-on-one, like a coach, like a trainer. I am paying for this so I can learn these things myself so that I can change my life both now and in the future. So I don't go into sales mode because I don't like to be sold to. So I like to be really obvious about that. Yes, I have a product I sell. It is my it is my time with you. But our time together is fun. And I help you learn stuff. It's like taking driver's ed courses. It's like somebody knowing how to do something and teaching you something and being there when you practice. And I don't judge and I don't get impatient. I just say, okay, let's try it again. Okay, I love it. Amy Diamante is saying, I feel like you need a theme song. There is kind of a couple. So here's the thing. A little background. My husband is a musician. He's a songwriter. There is a song on, actually it's on the Destination Decluttered YouTube channel called Just Drive that he and I wrote together, and a friend of mine starred in the video and a friend of mine made the video. We get friends. We get creative friends, and I love it. So it just drive your life, because think about it. You are behind the wheel of your car at all times. You are the only one. Only one person can fit in the driver's seat, and that is you in your car called your life. Ideally, you should be always driving towards a destination that gets you excited and enjoying the journey, enjoying it like a road trip. But I will say this, when that isn't happening organically and over again, and every mile is delightful, it may be because you are not alone in your car. You've got invisible passengers. You've got backseat drivers who want you to drive where they want you to go. And they will whisper in your ear, don't do that. Take a left. Stop. Don't go there. They will be there whispering, yelling, pitching and screaming, whatever they need to do to stop you from changing. You have that in your brain. We all do. But this is what I love too, is for years I only thought I only had those backseat drivers. It's because they talked so much. They were like little kids chatting in the back. I could never get a word in edgewise. But when I learned how to quiet them down, I realized I had a co-pilot. I have another voice inside of me that says, you got this. This person is chill. They're going to be just waiting for an opportunity to be like, excuse me, would you like me to help change your life? That's me. I show up as your external co-pilot to say, you know what? Let's calm down those backseat drivers, quiet them down, and then say, where do you want to go? And then I listen for the answer. So you listen for the answer. And then you write it down and say, okay, let's get there. It's a road trip. Let's have some fun doing it. Let's learn some things on the way. Okay? Oh, Angels in No Man's Land says, big hugs to you. I have the biggest smile. Thank you. And notice the smile is here. It's physical. Notice your body is involved with this. But also, I bet when we all smile, you feel better here. This is where, to me, I don't know about you guys, all of my feelings tend to be right around here. Like I don't feel happiness in my fingertips. I feel things here. I feel the good, I feel the bad. You take the good, you take the bad, you take the both, and then you have the facts of life. So notice that. When you smile, you feel better, and when you feel better, you do better. Okay? Oh, that's so sweet. German maid, thank you for saying that my hubby wrote one for her. Yeah, so yes, I will have him do another one of those someday. There we go. Okay, I'm just scrolling back. And let me see if there's anything else. Oh, here's a good one. I believe that's the Price is Right theme song, circa 1977. Miss Nina, it says, I decluttered my daughter's closet this week while she's been sick. Okay. I love it. It's getting overwhelming. Stop the overwhelm. I can help you. Where do I start? You start by calming down your nervous system. It's always going to be the first thing, is getting yourself in a better frame of mind and a better frame of body so you can start. Okay? When you're overwhelmed, you can calm down. Over to down. I like to call it all of the downs, where it's like you calm down, you breathe down, you slow down, you write down, you dump down, all the downs. But you can do that. And you do it over and over again. Every day in your life when you're feeling overwhelmed, don't let the overwhelmed get control. Take control of it, pull it down, and say, I got this. Okay? What else? She's back. I enjoy these so much. For years, stashing, all raising 4 kids. It's time. Yeah, actually, J. Teresa Fickle. Yeah, it's time for many of us, because now I don't have kids. Never wanted them. Never did. Thank you. Opportunity to allow that to happen. But what I will say this is, some of us are like, okay, I am done with certain chapters of my life. What do I have now that I want to hang on to? And also, because I don't know about you, but sadly, or realistically, when I look ahead in the road, I probably have fewer years ahead of me than I do behind me. So quality, not quantity. What can I do to make the next day good for me? And then the next day, and then the next day, and the next day. What can I do to set myself up for success so I feel good, I feel better every day? Not just postponing joy, but saying I'm leading towards that, but how can I feel a little bit of that today? Okay? And Miss Nina is asking, how do you get motivated to do more? Exactly what I said. Calm down your nervous system. Tell your body it's okay. Quiet down your backseat drivers. It's kind of all the same thing. And then say to yourself, okay, self, okay, co-pilot, what can I do today to fix something that's bugging me in my home clutter-wise? And then you listen for the answer and you go do that thing. And then after you've done that thing, you reward yourself. You give yourself a Liz Lemon high five. Tina Fey, I love you. Liz Lemon high five. And then you do that again and again. And you look around to see what bugs you until things just don't bug you anymore. Now, sure, like it's so funny. I saw, what's her name? Mama Tot. I saw her this morning being like, I got dust. I don't want to dust. Neither do I. I got dust. I don't want to dust. I want to go out and live. Because I'm not caring. I don't care if somebody judges me on my dust. If it bugged me, I would change it. But it doesn't bug me. So you have to realize what bugs you. And then when you fix the things that don't bug you, then suddenly you're just walking around not being bugged. I kind of love it. What do we got here? All right, what do we got? A doom room. Okay, Jen, doom room. Notice how I said overwhelm? Overwhelm is when you look at things too big. Your doom room, too big. How about this? You have many boxes in your doom boxes. Start small. When you chunk something down, notice I said overwhelm to down. That word down is always in the, I give away all my coaching right now. It's just a matter of, are you going to do it yourself or do you need some help? And there's nothing wrong with getting help. When you chunk down your room by box, by basket, by whatever, by square inch, by square foot, by time you spend in there, it helps you get started. Getting started every single day is going to be one of the challenges. Now, some people say, just freaking get up, like they're like military, and they're like, doesn't matter if you feel unhappy. I get where they're coming from, but I tend to say F you to those people. What's that one with Gillian Anderson? She's like, when somebody tells me something to do, I say F you. I'm trying to be a little, less or more politically correct or just whatever. That's how I feel. So I would much rather be encouraged to say, why do I want to do this for myself versus somebody else telling me what to do? Maybe it's the rebellious punk rock little kid inside of me. I'm like, you can't tell me what to do. However, if I tell myself what to do and I want to do it, it makes all the difference in how I do it, why I do it, and how I feel while I'm doing it. Okay? Notice that. Okay. Dee Dee Wildflower is saying, always considered myself a minimalist, but the stuff has made its way back in. Did it fly in? Did the door open and it suddenly came in like tumbleweeds and like a weird, what was it? It wasn't a Twilight Zone, Outer Limits. Oh, that one scared me as a kid. No. You know what probably happened is your habits that you didn't even realize you had took over and stuff started building up again. That's great. As soon as you notice your habits, you can stop them and then say, what can I do different? Try this one on for size 2. You guys, this is one of those ones that I often think of some of these catchphrases that I have. I want to talk about that too. I'm going to write that down. People on the mailing list, just be aware I'm going to send you something about catchphrases and group coaching. So I'm just going to write that down. Catchphrase. This is how I do things, so I can't forget when I'm in the zone, but writing things down increases the likelihood I'll get stuff done. And group to mailing list. So if you want to get on the mailing list and find out what I'm talking about, destinationdecluttered.com/join. Promise you're not a robot, and get the mailing list. Okay. What was I saying about that? Catchphrases. Okay. Here's a catchphrase that I'm totally loving right now. Maybe I will embroider it on a pillow, as I like to say, is, how about this one? I don't have problems. I just have habits. How does that sound? How does that land? When you say, well, you know what my problem is? You know what my big problem is? You know what my problem is? No, you don't. How about this? You know what my habit is? You know what my habit is? You know what the habit is that I have is I come in and I dump my stuff in the nook and I don't clean it up for days. You know what my habit is after I eat, I leave my dirty dishes on the table. You know what my habit is I don't, rake the lawn. I don't have problems. I have habits. Write that one down and embroider on a pillow. Okay. The other ones too. I got to give you my 2 pillows because I envision this on a couch. Okay. Maybe not this couch because I got a bunch of pillows here, but like on a couch. Actually, I know exactly the couch I picture. It's somebody I used to babysit for when I was not little, but when I was younger, because they had a pillow that I never liked it. And also just the way it was embroidered. One of the R's looked really weird. Stick with me here. And it said, you can never be too rich or too thin. I kind of call bullshit on that, but I say, when I think of these 2 more helpful sentences, I think of like a pillow here, here's the couch, a pillow here, and a pillow there. What I want to offer you is 2 powerful statements that you can imagine as embroidered pillows on your life to say, whatever went wrong, whatever's happening, and this is the statement, and that's okay. I didn't get to go on tour with my husband this weekend. ... And that's okay. And then the other pillow on the other half is what you start the next sentence with. I choose to believe that... ... Ellipsis. I choose to believe that I can have a great time without being away with him. I choose to believe that it just wasn't meant to be for me to do that, so no big deal. How can I make the most of the time I have? So notice that, whatever happens, and that's okay. I didn't get that job, and that's okay. I choose to believe that there's another opportunity out there. I didn't declutter as much as I thought I was going to. That's okay. You know what? I choose to believe that I decluttered more than I ever had done. Notice that. Okay. What else do we have here? All right. I love this. Okay. I'm going to use the excuse my mother-in-law coming to make my house like I feel proud. Okay. Here's a cool thing too. Use all the tools, people. Whatever it takes to get you to do your thing, use them. But what I want to offer is, so notice the external motivation, the possible judgment of somebody else is going to motivate you to do it. But while you're doing it, check your vibe. Do it because you want to, not because you're afraid of her judgment. I love an external deadline. That's why literally I'm saying to you on this TikTok, you've seen me use these tools myself. I say something I'm going to do. That increases it. It's that kind of promise, that external accountability. I write things down to make a promise to myself that I'm going to do them. And then I practice showing up and doing what I said I'm going to do. And the more you practice that, the easier it gets. When you're making promises to yourself and you break them, ask yourself, what was the thought that made you break that promise to yourself? Okay? Notice that. Okay? What else do we have here? I got 4 minutes, and then as you can tell, or maybe you can't, but the sun is changing. The time is passing. What are you going to do today with all this information, with this wonderful vibe that we got here? How about this? After I sign off at noon, put your phone down, pick up your notebook, your workbook, and write down some things that you could do today that you wouldn't mind doing to get your life looking and feeling and functioning more like you want to. Now, if your weather is such that you're cool with sitting inside and doing some things, rock on. If your weather is like, you know what, this is probably going to be the last warm day until 2024 where I live, well, global warming and stuff, I'm going to go do some things outside of my house. But then I will come back. Make a plan. Don't just be like in this harness this energy you've created, put the rubber to the road and make it take you somewhere. It's like filling up your tank and then leaving your car parked in the driveway. Your car only works for you when you are driving it, when it's getting you places. Okay? I love it. Bonnie says you've made 3 pages of notes listening to me. Awesome. I love it. I love sharing my knowledge because it helps everybody. Okay? You're saying, where am I located? I'm located in Pennsylvania. There we go. Humble Whisperer says, today is my day to declutter. Taking a break right now. Yes, please, people, take breaks. Do not drive nonstop until your tank is empty. Take breaks. Enjoy it. I was talking with a client the other day about a legitimate road trip that her car actually says, it's been 2 hours since you've been driving. You might want to take off. Now, I would be annoyed by that, but what I say is chunk it down, get up and stretch. Even after I do this TikTok live, I've been sitting here. I should have been bouncing more on my little, wiggle bottle, what is it? Whoa, on this ball. And it's actually worked out pretty good. Maybe I'll use this more when I'm doing, maybe that's a thing. Maybe I will use this when I am doing my TikTok lives because it will, help my core and stuff. Anyhow, good morning, Phoenix for Fire. Nice to see you. I put the Hoarder Show on. Yeah, you know what? I have my heart goes out to hoarders because they are struggling with something that's deeper than just the stuff. I really hope everybody, if you're a hoarder or you know someone, encourage them to get mental health help. Seriously. That's because it's deeper than just the surface stuff, okay? Yeah, I saw that Mama Top video. Yes, I love her. She's great. And what else do we have? Replacing dishwasher with wine beverage fridge, so had to gut the cabinet under sink. Ugh, says Abbott Elementary. How freaking awesome is that you are replacing your dishwasher with a wine and beverage fridge? I think that's great. And all you need to do is gut the cabinet. And then instead of doing your dishes, you're freaking drinking wine. Is that not the dream life? Oh, I love it. Okay, and here's a funny thing too. Somebody said, Guami says, so we just have to fix all our habits, ha ha ha. So notice your words. All our habits. That's an overwhelm word. That's from your backseat drivers. They're trying to discourage you from changing any habits. What I say is this, everybody, change one habit today. Practice even just noticing the habits you have. Go into your kitchen today. I'll be really specific. Specifics help you. Go into your kitchen today, like Nancy Drew. Look for clues, Nancy Drew. All right? Look for a clue and say, how did that table get cluttered? Let me go back to the scene of the crime. What is this stuff on the table? Oh, you know how that got there is I brought the mail in and I dumped it there. You know where that got there is I left my coffee cup there. You know what happened is I didn't put that stuff away. Habits. Habits, Jay, habits. Then take that knowledge and put it to good use. Undo the clutter. Put the stuff where it belongs. And if it doesn't have a place it belongs, where's a better place? Not for the perfect place. Where's a better place for it to go temporarily until you find its forever home? But what's a better place than your kitchen table? Okay? Notice that. There we go. Inked Witchy Tarot says, guess you came across my feed for a reason today. Yes, the universe has me show up for people when you are ready to hear what I have to say. And I show up a lot, actually, for those of you. Oh, here comes the mail carrier. Maybe I get some mail. Tomorrow, nobody else knows this but all of us, because I haven't decided I'm going to do it yet. But 11 a.m. tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern tomorrow, I will do another pop-up TikTok live. I say this because what I want you to do is what I said at the beginning here, is, what do you call it, is to do a treasure hunt. Think of your decluttering today and tomorrow as a treasure hunt, and then show up on tomorrow's TikTok live. Cool. And let me know what you found treasure-wise. Something that you didn't know you had. Maybe you found money. Maybe you found a memory. Maybe you found that it wasn't that, maybe you discovered something that it wasn't that difficult to do some decluttering of the surface and stored items. Maybe you were afraid of something that you showed up and did something. I'm going to do it myself. I have a table down the basement that has an assortment of things that I know I need to do something with, but I just haven't found the right way. I'm not going to do it today because it's a beautiful day out, but I am going to do it tomorrow before 11. Notice how I'm setting myself up for success so that today when I'm out playing, that I don't have to be like, you really should be down the basement doing your stuff. No. I have a plan, and I'm going to do my plan because I make promises to myself and I keep them, and I want you to learn how to do it too. Okay? So notice that. And that's what I struggle with. Put the phone down. I feel like I'm always searching for interesting pages. Lisa, I love it. Research is wonderful, but research is also a procrastination. It's like you're looking for the perfect thing. There is no better tool than what I'm teaching you right now, frankly. The only tool that works is the one you use. And I like to make it so simple and so doable that just experiment with using these. How about stopping your scrolling and starting to do something else? Okay? There we go. There we go. Inked Witchy Tarot. I didn't realize my car is a dumping ground. Notice my car was a dumping ground because now you declutter it every Friday and it feels much better. That's what we're going for. That's what we're going for. We're going for feeling better. Because when you feel better, you do better. Okay, Jen B, you're welcome. I need to keep on working on my promises to myself. Yes, you guys, we are unstoppable. We are powerful people. And most of us are women here, so we are powerful women. When we reclaim our power from the overwhelm and the bullshit stuff in our house, there's nothing we can't do. We can change the world when we aren't allowing ourselves to get hung up by just a bunch of stuff that we inherited or bought from Target. Okay? Have a great day, you guys. I love this. A little bit at a time. Marianne is saying, I declutter my car whenever I'm waiting to pick my kids up. Notice how I, too, could easily go on all day, but I'm going to put up my little traffic cop hand because I realize that whatever you've heard from me now, I choose to believe that you've heard exactly what you need to hear, that if you took what I said and absorbed it and allowed that to lead you to do something that's going to be beneficial, you have heard exactly what you need to hear today to go start your journey to declutter. I will check in with you tomorrow at 11 a.m. And let's check in with each other, okay? I love it. You can do this. We can do this. We got this. The last plug, if you want to get on my mailing list, destinationdecluttered.com/join. I do one-on-one coaching. If you want me to be your coach, I am doing consultations this week. No big deal. And if you haven't, two things, I guess. If you haven't liked my TikTok page, could you follow it? I guess it's called a follow here on TikTok. And then the other thing too is if you know somebody who who could use some help decluttering, let them know about Destination Decluttered. I'm on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, website, all the things. Destination Decluttered, Decluttering Life Coach, here to tell you that you deserve to be on a road trip driving towards your dreams, enjoying the journey and being excited to get to where you want to. That's the vibe that's going to get you up and doing stuff. So I'm shutting off my phone right now. I'm going to go do some cool stuff. I want you to put your phone down too and then start doing some things to get your life looking and feeling and functioning more like you want it to. Okay? You got this. Bye.